Hi everyone, my name is Christy Forrest and today I'm going to talk to you about biodiversity and my community. In this PowerPoint, I will cover the definition of biodiversity, my purpose, our current loss of biodiversity and extinctions and its causes, how this affects us, possible solutions, and I will end with my conclusion. Biodiversity can be defined as the variety of life in the world and on Earth. This variety of life can also take place in a certain habitat or ecosystem. Biodiversity shows that every species has a specific job or role to play, no matter their shape or size. The purpose of this presentation today is to show you how biodiversity affects our everyday lives in our chosen communities, along with how it will affect us in the future. Globally, at least 16,000 species are threatened with extinction. 75% of genetic diversity of agricultural crops have been lost. 75% of the world's fisheries are fully or overexploited. Up to 70% of the world's known species risk extinction if global temperatures rise more than 3.5 degrees. 1/3 of reef-building corals around the world are threatened with extinction, and over 350 million people suffer from severe water scarcity. According to the David Suzuki Foundation, these causes of biodiversity loss and extinction are due to human impacts from development, deforestation, pollution, and climate exchange, all of which are destroying the homes and habitats of wildlife around the world. How does this affect us? Biodiversity loss affects many services essential to the functioning of society and the economy. This includes 2/3 of the direct benefits people obtain from biodiversity, which are currently being degraded or used unsustainably. These ecosystem services include materials administered, such as food, fuels, and fibers, climate regulation, disease outbreaks, wastes, pollination, process support, such as nutrient cycling and water purification, opportunities for aesthetic, recreational, and spiritual use, and protecting the environment and biodiversity is more than a moral responsibility. It has important consequences for human health and welfare. So, what are some of the possible solutions for this? Unfortunately, although there is no way to bring back the species that have already gone extinct, there are many important ways in which humans can slow biodiversity loss. Protecting areas. The best way to prevent deforestation and exploitation of organisms, along with the resources they need to survive, would be to create protected areas with limited human activity. Preventing species introductions. Invasive species can cause lots of damage when they are introduced to new ecosystems which aren't prepared to deal with them. Prohibiting the introduction of foreign plants and animals to new countries without authorization must be in effect with all governments, especially those in charge of countries with at-risk species. Informing and educating. Educating people on biodiversity loss can have a huge impact on slowing it down. Informing people of the harmful human effects on plants and animals can hopefully make an impact on giving them a reason to change their ways and help affect changes on biodiversity. Slowing climate change. Climate change is the main cause of several extinctions we know about. Any efforts as individuals, organizations, or governments to slow current human-caused global warming is a step towards slowing biodiversity loss. And promoting sustainability. Sustainable agriculture is much better for the environment than grazing and cropping that rely on clearing great amounts of forests or fields. So here's my final conclusion. This issue relates to my community experience in many ways. Biodiversity and the issues it is facing all affect humans in one way or another. The loss of habitats and ecosystems will all trickle down and affect everything from our food and water resources to the no longer clean air we breathe in. We are all affected by the loss of biodiversity every single day. Whether we are aware of it or not, everything up to climate changes and pollution affects us through our health and our moods. This causes an especially huge effect on my chosen community of the fitness and health field. People in my field are there to feel good about themselves and take care of their health. How are they expected to be able to do that with the rising issues of biodiversity loss? Biodiversity loss is a huge concern for our planet and should be educated to people all over the world. The side effects of this issue will end up affecting everyone regardless of their chosen community and lifestyle. I've obtained my information through two sites. One is Global Issues, which focused on biodiversity, and the David Suzuki Foundation. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and have a nice day.